Well, welcome back to my Out of the Park 19 playthrough with the Kansas City Royals. It is 2019, and we are at the All-Star break. We are 37 and 60, so obviously we're still a bad team in the midst of rebuilding, but are we the worst team in the league? Let's find out. So we're 37 and 60. We're the worst team in the AL. How about the NL? We are not the worst team in baseball, as the Miami Marlins are 35 and 58. Well, if you go by winning percentage, we are slightly better than the Marlins. So we do have some competition for the number one overall pick, but we're still gonna have a high pick pretty much no matter what happens. Trade-wise, I've made quite a few moves. Manny Machado is not one of them. He's still on the roster. But let's go through the transactions here. We've made a lot of moves. So let's try and find the first transaction here. So yeah, I dealt Jorge Bonifacio to Toronto. In return, I also had to give up DJ Burt, just sort of a no-name kind of guy. And I got Rowdy Tellez in return. I didn't really need Bonifacio. Teams were giving me trade offers for him, so I figured, well, hey, he might have some value, so let me see what I can get in return. I got Rowdy Tellez, who don't pay too much attention to this, because as you can see, he is now on the Braves. So, he's a good home run hitter, good gap power, solid contact, decent. It's just a decent first baseman. If I played in a smaller ballpark, maybe I would like him a little bit more for the home run hitting. But I ended up getting him, and then I was able to. Well, then I noticed, I have too many first basemen now. So then I traded Rowdy Tellez to the Braves, and I got Joey Wentz, who I like quite a bit. So 65 potential stuff, 45 movement as a fly ball hitter. So a little concern there. He's going to give up some home runs, more than likely, but has good control, and then 3+, legitimately plus pitches. So very excited about him. 55 stamina. Currently have him in Double-A right now. He's only played in one game. So a really small sample size there. So can't even really make a fair judgment of his performance. But really happy with that. Pitching is a concern for us. I've said that many, many times. So I ended up getting, let's see. So I got Joey Wentz, and I got Touki Toussaint, who really nasty stuff. Good enough movement. Again, two just really great pitches, and then an okay changeup. The issue with him is control. He's pretty much fully developed. He's got a little bit of work to do on his changeup. He does dog it too often, so not the best personality. But I took a chance on him. Wentz is sort of the crown jewel of this trade, but we'll see what Toussaint can do. He's got some upside. So there was one more trade, if I can find it. Here it is. The Los Angeles trade. So I traded Rob Segedin, who I got in the Rule 5 draft, who, kind of was okay for us as a first baseman. And I traded him for... And I also had to give up Martin Gasparini, who could become a decent shortstop, really. So kind of hurt to see him go, but at the end of the day, he's probably never going to play ahead of Mondesi or Nicky Lopez or a bunch of the other infielders I have. So using him to go out and get a guy like Yadier Alvarez is exactly what I need to do. So I ended up getting Yadier Alvarez, a starting pitcher. He's now in my rotation. Could develop into, having decent stuff, good movement, control. Going to be a little bit of an issue, and then he's going to have 2 pretty strong pitches, and then 2 more sort of average pitches. So, and then of course he has 55 stamina. So, excited to get him. He's played in 1 game. He pitched 6 innings and gave up 3 runs. So, decent first outing for him. And I believe, or never mind. I thought he would be the starter for the game I played today, but that is false. That's not true. But yeah, so those are moves I've made. Still have Machado on the team. Arturo Soto. If I shop him around, so the Yankees are the only team that are interested, but he's making a lot of money, and a lot of teams just don't have that budget room. So this is all the Yankees are really willing to give up, and this guy could be okay. Again, the control an issue, but I think I'm going to ride it out a little longer for Soto. See if I can go back to the Yankees. Hopefully he can get on a hot streak, then maybe I can go back to the Yankees and ask for a little bit better return there. So also the All-Star teams have been announced. So as you can guess, we do not have very many representatives. Manny Machado being the only one. There he is, third baseman Manny Machado. And did he legitimately get voted in, or was it sort of a sympathy thing? So, no, that's National League. American League. He was not voted in. So, Manny Machado is an all-star, but that's because he's the only representative from the Royals. Kind of slowly scroll through here. So you guys can take a look. Clayton Kershaw is on the Rangers now, by the way. So that's interesting. So, there's your AL guys. And here's your NL guys. Man, Noah Syndergaard having a hell of a year. Again, 13-1, 2.19 ERA. Oh, man, what a beast. Did Salvador Perez make it? No. Oh, no, he didn't. So, I was just curious about that. So, anyway, there's your all-star teams. Only one member of the Royals made it. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and play at Texas. I should cover real quick. Samir Dueñas has been called up from Omaha after trading all my first basemen. So he's my DH now. I got him playing ahead of Cuthbert just because he's young. I like his upside a little bit more, and he's yet another threat at a base runner. So he's actually a better defender than Caratini. So actually, before I forget, I'm going to go ahead and switch them. So Dueñas is going to be first baseman, and Caratini is going to be the DH. Go ahead and do that for lefties as well. There we are. All right. So now we're going to play against the Rangers. And we got Clayton Kershaw, who, yuck, against Foster Griffin. So Griffin's been okay this year. Sort of a guy that we're hoping can hang on and be a part of this rotation throughout the rebuild. But going against Clayton Kershaw, so this is going to be pretty tough. So Lopez at the plate to start off the game. And that's a good hit. And that does drop. So Nicky Lopez on base. Wilson Ramos has a catcher arm of 60. So going to be a little challenging to steal. Clayton Kershaw, pretty good at holding runners as well. So it's going to be tough to steal on him. Let's take a pitch as he does a pitch out. We're just going to swing away here. Suarez goes down on strikes. Manny Machado at the plate. And Machado, that's hit fairly well, but not well enough. As Soto now comes to the plate. Soto not a good hitter against lefties. And of course Kershaw is one of the best lefties in the game, if not the best. So Foster Griffin gets a ground ball out to start his outing. Gets a strikeout there. Nomar Mazara at the plate. And he does check his swing, so he takes ball 4 for Hunter Pence, who's going to fly out. So first inning in the books, no score. Man, we really struggle against lefties. And it's going to be tough to get Kershaw out of there. So this game, not looking great. Something else to note. So Washington offered me Roddy Reed for one of my minor league first basemen in a straight up trade, and I went, yeah, of course, I'll do that deal. So I have him splitting time with Danny Jansen at catcher. I really like his ratings. I think he can be decent for us, and sort of figure out who's better between Jansen and Reed, and then trade the other one. So it's all about just acquiring guys that might have some value, and then being able to trade them later. So just another move we did like that. As he strikes out. So Foster Griffin back on the mound. He'll get his second strikeout of the game. Pitching to Jurickson Profar, who will fly out. Ball looked good for a minute, but hung in the air too long, and that is hit right back at the pitcher. Griffin unable to corral it, but good play by the second baseman there to get the third out of the inning. Mondesi will strike out looking. 4 strikeouts already for Kershaw. And Gigliotti will get that through, so second hit of the ball game for us. As do I want to steal? We're going to take one pitch. And we're just going to swing. If he gave us the ball, I would have tried to steal there, but threw a strike. And Nicky Lopez is now on base. Let's hit and run here. And he misses, and he's out. So, thinking there, Lopez is really fast. If he can hit it towards the gap, Lopez can score from first if we do a hit and run. But I just know we're going to have to try to be a little aggressive here to score against Kershaw to get this win. Because I really don't know how far Griffin can go without giving up any runs, as he gave up a leadoff double. And that ball will get down, so the Rangers will have a 1-0 lead. And after 2 good innings for Griffin, yeah, we got to be careful with the Shields on base, so we're going to hold the runner. And that is in the corner, and that's going to score at least 1 run. RBI double, so it's now 2-0. And that's a well-hit ball, but we're going to be able to get to that one. So 2-0 with Clayton Kershaw on the mound. It's going to be very difficult to come back from this. Only at 40 pitches so far. And that's not going to drop. Oh, yes it is. So Dueñas is on base. He's another player that is a threat to steal. Machado, 3-1 count, is going to fly out. Machado proceeds to do absolutely nothing whenever I'm recording, so that's frustrating. Arturo Soto, he'll swing on a 3-1 count, and that's a well hit ball. That will drop, and that will score a run. So nice RBI double there by Soto as we cut the lead in half. Caratini at the plate. 1 man on, 1 out. And that will get by the catcher. So RBI opportunity for Caratini with Soto on third. Caratini rips that down, and that was a fantastic play by Chisenhall because it holds Soto at third and also gets the out. So Ravello now with 2 outs, sacrifice fly, no longer an option, and he strikes out. So Kershaw gets himself out of a jam right there with some help from his defense. And that's a fly out for Profar to start the inning. And that'll be out number 2. And this should be out number 3. So keeping it close here. Reed at the plate. Swings at the first pitch, gets it down the left field line. That's going to be a double. Barely. And Mondesi at the plate now. And that's a well hit ball. It gets down. Reed's going to move on to third. So Alberto Mondesi puts that in play. So runners at the corners, no outs for Gigliotti, who has played very well lately, but will ground into a double play, but it does bring the tying run home. And Nicky Lopez, top of the order, back out, and that will do it for the 5th. And we've tied the game, so Foster Griffin needs to keep up his good start here. And that should be out number 2. Elvis Andrus at the plate. And that'll be out number 3. Rangers don't have... They got a lot of powerful hitters, but... I'm surprised seeing their batting ratings. I'm surprised that these averages are so high, because they don't have a lot of good hitter ratings. But anyway, top of the 6th here. Duenas at the plate. And he will squirt one through. It's on for a single for Machado. We're going to take one pitch here, see what happens. And that's a ball, so we're going for it. And he decides against it. And Machado finally does something while I'm recording. That's a single, so 2 on with no outs for Arturo Soto. And we have a rain delay, 70-minute rain delay, so maybe that'll throw Kershaw off of his game a little bit. Soto, well hit ball right up the middle, and Duenas is not going to round third, he's going to stay, but a big opportunity here for Victor Caratini. Have him hack away at this, and that is down the left field line. That's going to score at least 2. And Caratini has a 2 RBI double. That's going to get Clayton Kershaw out of the game. Thank goodness, as we have a 4-2 lead. So they will walk Ravello to get to Rowdy Reed. Who does not have a lot of major league experience, so we'll see if that was a good decision here. And Reed takes ball 4 with the bases loaded. So Mondesi, nobody out yet. Big inning for the Royals here. And that will not be a double play, but they get the force out at home. So 1 out now for Gigliotti, who will strike out. And Nicky Lopez with 2 outs will also strike out. So a 3-run 6th inning for us there, as it could have been a lot better, but we do get Clayton Kershaw out of the game. Hopefully Foster Griffin doesn't get as messed up by that rain delay as Kershaw did. As we're going to go ahead and warm up Tim Hill. Gonna see if Griffin can get through the inning as he gets out number 1. I have an incomplete lineup, so Griffin looks like he hurt himself. So very unfortunate there, as we're gonna have to throw in Tim Hill. Hopefully it's not serious for Foster Griffin, as Tim Hill will get the double play. So we lead off the top of the 7th here with a strikeout, Manny Machado. That's a well hit ball, but not quite. Oh, it will drop. So maybe a bit of a misplay by the center fielder there, as Machado is in for a double. Arturo Soto will get intentionally walked to get to Victor Caratini, who will smack that right up the middle. And Machado rounding third, and he'll make it easily to make it 6-2. Two outs here for Reed, and he will ground out. So add a run here in the 7th. Tim Hill has several runs to work with here. He can trade runs for outs if he has to. But instead, he'll just settle for a 1-2-3 inning. Mondesi at the plate. He will strike out. Gigliotti at the plate. He will also strike out. And now Nicky Lopez at the plate. And he'll get it down the right field line. And he's in for a double. Samir Dueñas. That's a good hit. And that's going to bring Lopez home. So the bat's heating up for the Royals here, as it is 7-2, 14 hits on the day. Manny Machado with a runner in scoring position. And Machado can't quite get all of that one, and that will end the 8th inning as we add one more run. Going to try to give Tim Hill through the 8th inning, but we're going to warm up Richard Lovelady. And that's a pop behind home plate, as Reed is able to get to that one. That's a high fly ball from DeShields. Back at the warning track, Gigliotti has it. And that's a 2-out single. Tim Hill still okay. And that will be out number 3. So we're going to go ahead and put Lovelady in to finish off the game. Not going to use our actual closer, but give Lovelady some work after his long stint on the DL. Caratini, and he's going to try to push this to a double, which he does. A lot of extra base hits today for us, so really good to see the bats heating up. Ravella will take ball 4. And nothing going right for the Rangers today, as Reed has an RBI opportunity here. And he will convert, as he will sacrifice the runner home. 2 outs for Mondesi with a man on second. And that's a well hit ball. So Adalberto Mondesi going to drive in another run. So adding plenty of insurance runs. And that'll do it for the top of the 9th. So I have Lovelady, who is one of my better bullpen options. Even though this game seems pretty safe, I could just burn one of my, I could burn Kelvin Herrera instead, but, I'd like to see Lovelady in action. With the injury, haven't got to see him a lot. And he gives up a leadoff double there. And that gets by Machado. So runners at the corners here with nobody out. Got a lot of runs to work with. But I would like to see Lovelady do well. And he will trade an out for a run there. So that works in our favor. We'll give up a walk. So it's time to warm up Kelvin Herrera. Because Lovelady, not a strong outing so far. Although this looks like a double play ball. Can't quite end the game there, so gonna try to get Lovelady to the end, as that's a wild pitch. The Rangers gonna score another run, but that's gonna do it. Rangers try to make it interesting with 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th, but we're able to win. That improves us to 38 and 60, still well below 500, but you know, the bats came alive, and although our record is bad, I'm kind of seeing some progress. You know, Lopez and Gigliotti's playing well. Caratini played well. Duenas, our new addition, or I guess not addition, he's been in our farm system the whole time, but newly promoted. He's doing well, so there's things to get excited about here, even though the record doesn't necessarily show it. So, Foster Griffin, back tightness is his injury, so he's day to day for 1 week. So that's not a complete disaster. But anyway, let's go ahead and sim the All-Star game and basically just see how Manny Machado does, as he's the only Royals representative. I have received a trade proposal. Let's see. So they want to send me Vargas for Herrera and Silly Matias in return. And to that I say no chance. So let's simulate the All-Star game here. Ian Happ wins MVP, as the American League does win 4-1. So let's view the box score. Oh, let's see here. There's Manny Machado. Pinch hit, 1 at bat, 1 hit. So batting 1,000 in the All-Star game. So who got the RBIs? Mike Trout hit 2 RBIs. Was not a home run. It was a triple, and Machado singled in his only appearance. So yeah, we got someone in the All-Star game and they did something, so that's nice. Let's see. Well, since it's the All-Star break, let's I think it's a good time to just sort of take a look around the league, see what's going on. So the Red Sox now leading the AL East. Yankees dominated the division last year, but Red Sox are in control. They're up by 6 games. Nobody has anything for the Indians within our division. The Twins, of course, the defending World Series champions, surprisingly enough, they're starting to come back. They had a really slow start, but they're in contention for a wild card here. Maybe they can win the World Series again as a wild card. AL West is pretty competitive, with Oakland, Texas, and Los Angeles all within 2 games of each other. Salvador Perez, of course, we traded to the Athletics, so come on, let's pull for Oakland here. The Mets running away with the NL East behind their strong pitching. The Cubs 6 games up in the NL Central. NL West, the Dodgers are 9.5 games up, so the NL not that interesting currently. A lot of the division winners look pretty clear at this point. Still fighting for wildcard spots, as both races are fairly close, so it's something to keep an eye on. And let's look at just the league leaders here. Just see who's putting together just stupid numbers. Willie Calhoun hitting 355. That's pretty crazy. Matt Olson leads with 38 home runs. Bryce Harper, 444 on base percentage. I'm still angry that he went to the Red Sox and not us. Willie Calhoun leading in OPS. I don't think I would have ever guessed that would be the case. Yeah, I guess he was okay last season, I suppose, but he's having a huge year for the Rangers. Francisco Lindor, terrific player for the Indians. He is leading the league in wins above replacement. And is this total, or is this just this must be the American League? No, it is combined. That's interesting. So all the league leaders appear to be in the AL. So suck it, National League. So that is interesting. Well, yeah, there's Freddie Freeman. So I guess the NL is in here, but the AL really dominating it appears. So let's see, anything else interesting? Aaron Judge has struck out 137 times. Billy Hamilton leading in stolen bases with 42, and Gigliotti is in second place, and Nicky Lopez is tied for third. So we're stealing a lot of bases. So pitching, I have a feeling none of our players are going to appear on here, and Noah Syndergaard just dominating. 6.1 wins above replacement, 13 wins already. He's leading the league in strikeouts, so has a shot at the pitcher triple crown here. He's incredible. I mean, what else can you say about him? Chris Sale having a good year. Strikeout per walk ratio is pretty good. But yeah, so the Mets, they have 3 of the top 4 pitchers in terms of ERA, so a really good rotation by them. So yeah, anyway, that I'm gonna go ahead and simulate to the not simulate. I'm gonna play through the trade deadline off screen, and I'll join you guys there just to discuss any moves I make. Will Manny Machado be on the team? Who? I don't know. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, so here we go. The trading deadline has just passed by, and let's look through our primary lineup. And there's Arturo Soto. He's still on the team, but where is Manny Machado? And as you may have guessed, he's not here anymore. So let's see, what did I get in return? Let me find. There we go. So I traded him to the New York Yankees. So the Yankees just keep getting better and better. They need all the ammo they can get for trying to take down the Red Sox. And so I traded Machado and several prospects, some lower level guys. Jason Guzman's probably the best prospect that I had to include in the deal, but 40 contact, 40 gap power, 40 home run power. He is going to be a solid defensive shortstop, but with these batting ratings, I just really wasn't interested, so I decided to include him in the deal. And in return, I got Albert Abreu, who I really like his pitching bars. He can come in and start right away for me. As you can see, he's already given me a start, and he went 7 innings and only gave up 1 earned run. So really good start for him. He should get a lot of strikeouts. He has good stuff. 3 really good pitches and decent movement and control. So really happy to get him. So I keep continuing to build pitchers with upside. And I also got Aiden Freyas, outfielder, or no, I'm stupid. That was one of my prospects I had to give up. So I got Nick Schnell. Here we go. So have him down in Lexington. So 4-star potential according to my scout. Really good defensive outfielder and just a solid hitter overall. Going to develop into a nice hitter. So And so I got two. So I got a day one like starter pitcher, a nice outfield prospect, and I also added Drew Bianco, third baseman. So gonna need some third base help now that Machado is gone. Bianco is not even 20 years old, but already has 45 contacts, so he should be major league ready somewhat soon. He's a good base runner and just a solid defender. So not quite ready to usurp Chesler Cuthbert's role right now, but in the future, I think he can be a solid third baseman pretty soon. So Cuthbert is now my third baseman, which he not as good this year as he was last year, but now that he's sort of starting every single day, maybe he can turn that around. So yeah, that'll do it for the trade deadline. I really like my pitching staff now that Foster Griffin is now in the starting rotation, Albert Abreu and Yadier Alvarez. So there's three young guys right there that I think have some upside, some good potential. And then, of course, Jake Junis and Trevor Oakes are just kind of there. But even those two, if they're my fourth and fifth options in my rotation going forward, that's really not that bad. So our rotation looks a lot better than it did at the beginning of the year. So that's really good. I'm starting to get excited for the future of this team now. So we still have Arturo Soto. The Yankees were the only team willing to take on his salary, but now that they took on Manny Machado, obviously that's not going to happen. So Soto's still on the team. Maybe I'll have some luck moving him in the offseason. Or I could just keep him if I think that this team can maybe do something next year. I still think I think 2020 is too soon. 2021, I think, is when we can have a legitimate chance of going somewhere. At which point Soto will be 35, so don't really want to hold on to him. Maybe I'll have some luck in the offseason trading him away once more teams have enough salary, enough budget to take on that salary. So that'll do it for this episode. I'll probably do another one at the beginning or near the beginning of September to show September call-ups. So I have several pitchers that I would like to bring up. Dakota Chalmers being one. He's been okay at Omaha. I'd like to throw him in the bullpen, see how he does. And Tuki Toussaint, yeah, I'd like to get him some action as well. So a couple pitchers that I would like to bring in September. Joey Wentz is another possibility. Maybe I might just let him. No, I'm gonna let him develop a little more. I don't want to give him. I don't want to call him up quite yet. But yeah, so that's gonna do it for this episode. So I will see everybody in September.